Hi everyone, welcome back. This is Michelle and I've got day 20 of the Art by Marlene Advent calendar for you. Look at this beautiful envelope, and we got this cute floral mandala looking stencil today. So I thought I would just have an explosion of flowers on my page today. I'd grabbed out a couple of elements. In particular, I had a tab that I wanted to put on the border, and so that was kind of what set off the idea. So first I'm going to use book paper, because the little tab that I had was actually book paper. It looks like book paper, and I'm just going to make a loose watercolory effect. I am using Marlene's paints, and I'm just watering it down with a little bit of water, and I'm just making a loose patch on my paper, 3 different colors, and just deepening up that last one a bit with purple, so it looks different. And then I'm adding a little bit of yellow in the orange. I'm adding Lumo pink in the pink one, and in the purple one I think I might go in with something else, or maybe not. Giving everything a quick dry, and I paused my camera, and then when I started it I actually stopped it. I didn't start it again. So there's a little bit cut out, but basically all I did is I just used that stencil and stenciled through with black ink or black paint, just to create a flower. Then I drew in all of the petals with my paint pen, and I'm trimming around the edges. So right now they look a little bit childish or not finished, but I do add a little bit of white later on, and then that really brings them to life. First I'm going to color them in, just deepening up the centers and moving out with lighter colors to the edges. So I like using watercolor as a base, or even like I did now today with the watered down acrylic, just as a base layer of color, and then going in with coloring pencils. These I think are watercolor pencils, so they go on really creamy and you can actually see the color. Not so much on the video, but when I've got them close up I can see the different colors. And then I'm just brightening up all the black bits that got covered up now with the pencils, just adding back those details. And all I'm doing is literally just going over the lines that Marlene already have on there. So nothing too complicated. And I'll give everything a quick dry. I primed my pen before doing that one, so it was a little bit juicy. Okay, now I'm going to start auditioning them on my page. I pulled out the other couple of elements from the Paper Elements book, and I had a rough idea of what I would do. But first, the background needs a little bit of color, so I thought I would do a kind of tone-on-tone page. So I've got the orange there, and I will put the orange flower on top of the orange on the background, and same with the pink and the purple. And yeah, just playing around again, seeing where I need a little bit of mark making to make sure that the edges of the color will come out from underneath the flowers, and giving everything a dry. And you'll see me going in often with my rag to dry off the paint. I could never be a watercolor artist because I simply do not have the patience to wait for things to dry. It would drive me nuts. So normally when things don't dry quickly enough, I just blot it off with a rag or a tissue and carry on with my life. Now I'm going in with my white accents on those flowers, and I really like how that brought them to life a little bit. I'm also adding some extra dots and mark making. I nearly forgot about the tab that inspired the whole page. So I'm going to stick that tab on, and then just to blend it in, I'm just going over the top with the paint that I've already got there. And then you can't see that there's a tab stuck onto there. And now I'm gluing my flowers. I am putting glue just on the centers of the flowers, so I can still tuck things in and behind and move them a little bit. I pulled out these mandalas and I thought they were cute, so I'm not adding leaves into this, but I thought the mandala could act as kind of a leaf because it's green. So this page, I think I went a little bit too far. I think maybe I shouldn't have added all of the elements that I did, but I did, so it is what it is. Afterwards I thought, oh, maybe I should just pull out all of the mandalas and the other florally bits, but obviously the glue has dried, so it is what it is. I think building this kind of page, for me, I still need a lot of practice. I know there are some artists that can do this with their eyes closed and make something incredibly beautiful, especially if you follow Tammy Klinger. I'm sorry about the dog barking. Especially if you follow Tammy Porter, Tammy Klinger. She's Artsy Tambaramba on YouTube. She does these kind of pages like an absolute pro. So if you want to know how to do this, go look at hers, don't look at mine. Okay, I'm darkening up the edges a little bit, just putting some pitch paint down, sticking the stencil over the top and rubbing the paint away. And I'm just using that little spiky bits at the end there. And drying everything. I also went in with the punk paint around the edges to make a little bit of shadows. And now I'm going around all of my elements with a black pen, just to try and get them to pop out. And I'm also adding white details. We're just going over the lines that are already there. I'm not being very particular or pedantic about getting them perfect or about them looking a certain way. I just wanted to add a few more white bits because I felt like the page was getting a bit dark and messy, and often just adding some white really helps, and that I think helped. Then I'm flipping through my book again, and I thought, let me add a couple of white elements in just to bring some balance, because I had that one on the right side there with a little bit of blue in, but I felt like it was kind of alone. And then with the extra white ones, I felt like the page was a little bit more balanced. Going in with my Stabilo All Pencil, adding a little bit of shadows here and there to bring those flowers out from the background. And I'm adding a little touch of brightness to each of my flowers. So neon pink in the pink flower, the orange will get neon, and the purple one will get the punk as well. And I thought that that really made the flowers stand out better. I love adding neons to my pages. I think it just brings everything to life and pulls everything together. And then I think the very last thing that I do is I grab my green Lumo green paint, and I'm adding just a little bit of dots just to create the illusion of a little bit of foliage. And I thought that looked cute. And then a quote. So there's obviously no space on this page for a quote, so I'm just putting it onto the side on the tab there. So I'm going through all of the little quotes that we've been getting in the envelopes, and I'm finding one that's quite short and small that's going to fit there. And I think it says, I see your courage. And that's it for the page. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for liking. Thank you for your comments. I really appreciate you. And I will see you tomorrow for day 21. Bye.